What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Plebs channel. It's your boy Jumpman Crypto on a Sunday night. What is up, my friends? I hope everybody's doing okay. We had to jump on live. You know how we do it every weekend. We holla at everybody. And we want to just keep everybody up to date with what's going on in the crypto markets and what's happening in the politics world as well. So, guys, look, we got this filibuster amendment. We got the 60 votes, so now we can get this government opened and hopefully we can start getting our way back up in these crypto charts and even stocks as well, guys. So I did alert some of the Discord, about, there could be a potential deal being struck today. So we got the 60 votes to, like I said again, to amend the filibuster. I thought this was going to do away with the filibuster, but no, they're just amending it. That way they can go ahead and get the government back up and going. They still need to obviously vote on it in the House, and then it has to go before Trump's desk to get it signed. I don't really like talking politics too much, on the Crypto Plebs channel because, at the end of the day, guys, we're all plebs. We're all here to make money, but, unfortunately, this is the way it is. So we just got to cover the news a little bit and kind of make sure that we kind of touch up on some of this stuff like that. So at the end of the day, look, this is part of the plan, guys, and this is part of the journey. We have to do our part to stay what's up with what's going on. If you guys been rocking with me, paying attention the whole way through, you guys were, buying the dips. You guys were, selling the rips. Man, look, straight up, the Discords have been at their all-time lows, man. I mean, literally, it's like crickets. Even in my own personal Discord, I'm just getting frustrated. I'm like, guys, come on, what the hell, man? Let's do it. Let's go. But, look, it's only going to be a select few that are going to make it, guys. The weak-hearted and the ones that are just not made for this they're not going to succeed in this market, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, the crypto markets and sometimes even stocks, they're not made for the weak. Everybody wants to make money, but nobody wants to grind. Nobody wants to go through the trenches. And look, at the end of the day, man, I'm here to make money. I have been with you guys through the good and the bad and the ugly, and I'm going to continue to be here. Even if we do go into a full-fledged bear market, if Bitcoin does go down to 40K, 50K, we are going to grind this out, and we're going to stay pumping and doing what we got to do, because at the end of the day, guys, look, the ones that are, the ones that are being consistent are going to be the ones that prevailed. And, like I said, at the end of the day, I've been on this rock with you guys, and we have been crushing it, literally crushing it in trades. We've been doing great on even some of the calls. Yeah, some things aren't obviously not doing well, but, look, we can't be perfect. There's only one perfect being in this world, and that's God. So, at the end of the day, we just got to kind of roll with the punches. I still think this market has a lot more to go in it, and we're going to try to cover some coins with you guys, and hopefully we can chat it up a little bit, and we'll go from there. Let's say what's up to everybody in the chat. Germ, what's up, my dude? Houston, Texas in the building. Shout out to them Rockets. Ryan, what's poppin'? Jose, Rafa, what's up? William, Pemberton, congratulations on that win, brother. Ruben, Chava, Han Solo, Steven Ortiz, Destin, and Cody. What's up, Cody? How are you doing, brother? Steven Ortiz said, what's up, Jump? What's up, Steven? You're my wife's favorite pleb. She says that you're one of the biggest supporters of the channel, and I just want to appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Chava, Chava's another good, loyal plebster, and even my boy Han Solo. So appreciate you guys for rocking with your boy so much. But anyways, guys, so we got this thing, locked in now. The government hopefully will be open sometime between Wednesday and Thursday. Like I said, they still got to go before the House, and they got to get this, cleared out before, Trump's desk. I would imagine he's going to sign this thing. So at the end of the day, look, I think they got to make haste with time. The holidays are right around the corner. So, you know, the game plan is still the same. You know, I can't put up too much juju on here because I don't know who's watching us. You know, there might be some people that are just watching us from YouTube, but if you guys are locked in the Discord, you guys are going to know the step of the way, what we're going to be doing all the way through, okay? So let's go ahead and let's start hitting some charts real quick, guys. And please make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you guys are sharing my content out to friends and family. We're trying to make sure that we hit hopefully 2K subs by the end of the year. I don't know if it will happen, but you know, we're gonna try. Maybe if we get 2,000, you know, maybe we can do $1,000 giveaway or something like that. But you guys got to help me out. You guys got to start making some accounts, or you guys got to start stealing your kids' YouTube tablets or whatever. You got to do something to help me get there. But yeah, guys, please smash the likes, leave some comments, make sure you guys are subscribed, which you guys should be already. And let's get down to business, guys. All right, so first things first, guys, you already know what it is. BitNewX, we trade with BitNewX. The links will be in the description below. Let's see. We got a little bit of, let's see what we got going on in the trade real quick. I'm in a little bit of an AVAX long right now. See how it's doing right now. Okay. Just some baby money right now. And we also trade with PHEMEX, but I like BitNewX, to be honest with you guys. BitNewX is, they're pretty good at taking care of their people. And that's what I like. When you take care of people and you take care of your customers and you take care of your employees, man, that's a good deal. All right, so I want to cover a few coins real quick before we get started. I want to cover Zcash, and I do want to cover ICP. Let's cover ICP because we have it up first. Really overextended on the RSI. Looks like we're starting to curve down just a tad on the 12-hour. Let's go down on the 1 hour. Yeah, on the 1 hour, we look like we're in the neutral 43. All right, looking all right. I was seeing if we're gonna pull back here, maybe down to 654, 650. See if we can get a nice little bounce there. ICP has been actually doing really good. I know a lot of people, especially my boy Retro Figgy, he's been in this bad boy for a while, so it's nice to see that this Dino coin is doing good. But there's gonna be an exit soon. You know, I think we even called it around here, around close to 10 bucks. So we kind of did hit that target. I did take a nice little short. I took profits on it a little too early, but I think that if the market does stabilize and we can get another push back up, I think it's fair that we can come back down here, like I said, back to this maybe 650 zone. And we have a prior high back where we were back in, let's see, back in last year, we were close to almost 15 bucks. So I don't know if we can get that high, but maybe I think it's fair enough to say we can hit anywhere between 11 to 12 bucks maybe. I would even be, you know, even happy to see if we can even hit, you know, 1050. That would be a good zone for me, honestly. So let's keep that on the radar, guys. You know, honestly, this is not going to be a preferred entry, you know, for people that are trying to be safe. But, you know, I just wanted to throw that out there, guys. And then Zcash, of course, everybody and their mama is talking about this coin. You know, I keep seeing the same people talk about Zcash, Zcash, Zcash. Super bullish, man. But it was really bullish back here if you got in, you know, around... you know, back when it was good to get in, and back in August when it was at 34 bucks. Now it's at 600. That's just crazy, man. I saw somebody that was in the KGU talking about it, and kind of wrote it off. And I was like, man, there's no way privacy coins are going to be doing, you know, anything this cycle. But you know, that's just the thing with crypto, man. You never know, and that's why it's always good to have a little moon bag or stay convicted in your coins. I know a lot of people, they constantly get, you know, shooken out because another influencer or even myself have an opinion about a coin that you're in, and you sell everything. Next thing you know, it starts doing massive gains. So, you know, this is one of those things where it's like, man, you know, it was good for whoever got into it, but if you're looking for this coin for yourself, I'd actually recommend staying away from it. This would be one that, honestly, if you're looking for a generational short, this would probably be the one that I would be looking really, really into this thing. We are approaching some resistance here on the order block at 680. We have a little top right here at 758. If we do, I don't want to even try to even run a fib on this, and start trying to guess prices, man. Maybe we can get maybe 900, 920 would be somewhere where I'd be looking for a short. But honestly, somewhere around 875, even 880, I would probably be taking a 3x leverage short and just letting that sucker ride down. And if we go into a bear market or we do start flipping bearish, you could ride this back down to at least 180, probably even 200, and this would really print a beautiful short, and I recommend, guys, please, if you don't know how to short, if you don't know how to trade crypto, you need to join a Discord, and find out the fundamentals of learning how to do this. Don't just start trading and start doing things because I'm saying to do it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude that has a Spurs shirt on with a hat, with the headphones, and just telling you what I'm looking at crypto, okay? So please, never just blindly hop into anybody's, Discord or YouTube channel and just think that they know what they're talking about. Even though they make a lot of money or whatever, it's always good to learn how to do this yourself. And that's what we do in the Discord. We try to teach people how to take care of themselves. That way they can make their own trades and stuff like that. So Zcash, again, guys, I know a lot of people just constantly bull posting this, bull posting it, and it's like, guys, look, man, even to even compare this thing to the the next Bitcoin, that's like a travesty, dude. I wish I could pull up a post from who the founder is, from this coin, but for the sake of not stirring up any bullshit drama, man, we're just gonna kind of leave it at that. If you guys have checked, social medias and you guys seen who the founder of Zcash is, and we'll let you come up with your own assumptions of why I don't think this is bullish at all. But at the end of the day, man, shout out to anybody that got into this, man. That this was a generational play right there. So definitely not hating on you at all, man. So let's kind of go over, though, a few of these coins that I think that may be a drop in the well here, okay? So there's a coin that's called ALCX. And I'm not saying that these things are going to do anything, okay? I'm just checking it out. This coin right here is pretty much really been beaten down pretty bad. Let's see. This actually had a pretty good run up. So this actually had the same run up like Filecoin back in November. It ran up pretty good. It ran up almost 200%, almost the same like Filecoin. But the thing, though, that I like about it, that it looks like it's trying to form a rounded bottom right here. So we can try to pull back maybe to $10 flat. I think this might be a really good entry to get into ALCX. You guys can find this on Coinbase. This could be a nice little swing trade. We can take it back here. If you guys ain't, worried about maybe 4 or 5% dip, you can take it, wherever you like. But I'm looking to see if we can get back up to at least, that $21, maybe even 25. I don't really know too much about ALCX. I know they're like a payment source. I know they have like some stuff going on with Ethereum. Back last year, we were almost at $30. So I think, honestly, us getting back up to at least 25 to $20 is very much doable. That would be almost 100% return. I think this would be a pretty good swing trade to keep your eyes on it. So again, guys, try not to get too technical. I know a lot of people are just always constantly looking for the best entries. So, like I said, anywhere around 975, 950 would be good. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing, these nice rounded bottoms and stuff like that. Dips are getting ate up, and this could be another maybe XCN runner. So just keep that on your radar, guys. I've talked about this in my personal Discord, and nobody's in it right now. We just got it on the radar, and hopefully maybe this thing could print up. And then let's cover Parcels real quick. Parcels is one coin that I know a lot of people are kind of fading it right now. But remember, guys, if you guys been rocking with us for a minute, and you guys have been in the Discord for a long time rocking with us, man, this coin always gets 50 to 60% pumps just out of the blue. And you know, if you have patience on your side and you ain't trying to, you know, you're not trying to time these wicks too much, man, just really try to get in, we can honestly find a really good price action right here. Let me see if I can find a good chart real quick, guys. Hold up. All right, so let's see. All right, so we got some support down here at 4 cents, 0.0410. That's a good entry right there. We got some pretty good support, but honestly, I think maybe 0.0420 would probably be a little bit better, in my opinion. And what I want to see, man, I want to see if we can get back up here to at least, man, I want to see at least 6 cents. Can we do 6 cents, guys? I know we can do it. That would be about 65% return. So that's another great banger, guys. And if you guys are trading leverage, just be careful. The liquidity and the volume is very low. So I wouldn't really be trading this one right now. I think this is another good premium swing trade. Looks really good. Like, again, you know, another 60-70% would definitely be, you know, a good place to maybe look for a trade on that. Okay, now let's cover Filecoin. Filecoin was another coin that we talked about a while back. This one has been really doing really well as well. Let's see, again, November. Almost the same thing like ALCX. It has pretty much the exact same similar chart pattern. We have some pretty good support down here at $2.50. Right now we're currently at $2.69. So, you know, we're still in this range right here, looking really nice. We have better support down here at $2.07. I really don't want to see us lose that. I want to see if we can come back down here to that 250, you know, to run that zone right there, see if we can get that bounce. Let's run a fib real quick on it. All right, so yeah, almost not exactly where I said, but you know, we can get maybe somewhere around, so 618 would be about, yeah, so maybe about 230. So we're running from the fib, would be looking for around 230. But honestly, man, I think 250 would be, in my opinion, a little bit better. So let's keep that on the radar. I think this would be another great swing trade. You know, maybe not taking it back up to this $4, but maybe getting back close to maybe 350, 325. That would give you a nice 30 to 40% or so. You know, for some crypto bros, that may not be a lot, but honestly, for me, I'll take it. You know, we just hit a 50% return on World Liberty Fi, so that was a great one. Let's see. Let's check out Neon. Neon is another OG coin that has been not performing well, but you know, hopefully some more good news. Maybe we can hopefully get another nice pump up back here to at least, I'm thinking at least maybe 15, 20 cents. Let's see. Let me get a good chart pulled up real quick. Yeah, so it looks like right here, 7 cents would be a nice good buy order. And maybe even, like I said, taking it anywhere between right here at 12.50 and even right here at 10 cents would be a nice nice return on this. So that would be about another 40-50% trade. So keep that on your radar. You know, like I said, right now, guys, I'm just looking for quick, fast money. These things could definitely go up a lot more, but you know, like I said, for right now, I'm looking to get in and get out very quickly, make fast money and get out. Let's cover Cardano real quick. Another coin that has been very much underperforming. Let's pull it up on Binance. Right now we're sitting at 58.64. I did make a buy on it not too long ago. I think I got it around 57 cents. I think that right now Cardano is probably one of the best blue chip altcoins to get on a discount. Honestly, I could even just think maybe getting back up to 80 cents would be a great opportunity to make fast money. So, I mean, right there, guys, 54%. I mean, drop 5Gs in there. That's almost like, close to 2,500. So nice, fast money. I think the risk to reward, is pretty much, in my opinion, not bad. We do run the risk of maybe coming down maybe 30%. Maybe set a stop loss, 15, 10% down, sacrifice 10% to make 50. So like I said, in my opinion, put yourself in a position to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm sacrificing 10% to make 50%. In my opinion, those odds are pretty good. And personally, I feel like in the situation where, we're likely to go 10% down, so you could even put your entry 10% below the current price and say, hey, look, you know what, set your stop loss 10% below your entry. So we're less likely to go down 20% than for us to go up, 50%. So that's, in my opinion, a good risk to reward trade. Maybe somebody might feel differently, but at the end of the day, guys, stuff's super cheap right now, and it's just kind of crazy that, man, people are just not they're just not, interested. And, and to be all fair, I get it, some people may not have money. Some people may be going through it, and that's understandable. And for those people that I say, I get it. But I definitely would be trying a little bit harder to find capital. There's a lot of things that you guys can do to raise money to, get extra cash. I mean, right now there's a lot of good narratives outside of crypto. Pokemon cards are in all-time highs. There's a lot of things that, maybe a lot of people collect stuff. You can move assets around, or maybe shift some money over from stocks over here to crypto. The point is to have some type of liquidity. I think that if people are 100% in crypto, I think that's not good either. I think there should be some dry capital somewhere. Make sure you guys have some cash on the side. Maybe if you have too much of certain coin and it's not really been performing well, maybe take some off the table and de-risk. That way you have funds available to buy the dip. So I recommend, guys, to please, has to be something that we got to drill, into the groups, cabezas, that you guys need to have money at all times. I have money at all times to buy dips. This is like a commandment in stocks and crypto. There's only two ways to do things: the right way or the wrong way. And if you don't have money, to buy dips, you're not doing it right. So, I get it. Like I said, man, a lot of people are going through it. This whole government shutdown and the stuff that's been happening in the markets. It has not been friendly to a lot of our buddies that have been trading crypto and stocks. So I get it, but there's got to be a point to where, guys, look, we have to do things right. Okay, so let's make better choices. Let's learn from our mistakes, and let's make some money. Okay, so Avalanche, guys, we were buying this whole dip down here back in April and June, so we were pretty much right back at that level. We're in the golden ratio back again. We fell below it just a little bit, had that nice little bounce up back here November the 5th. We came down here to 15 bucks. I'm hoping that was the low. Cross our fingers. Looks like we're headed back up. Now we do have some resistance right here at 1880. We have more at 20 bucks, and then we have some at 24 and back here at 28. I've been buying all this down here. I'm trying to at least get back up to 35, 36. Once we get back into that zone, we'll go from there. I still believe that Avalanche is going to go past 40 bucks, is still, in my opinion, headed to at least 50 to 60 bucks. But we just need to get that liquidity injection. You know, at the end of the day, guys, look, crypto has been very lackluster. But you know, if this was just that easy I think a lot of times we think it's going to be predictable. Like, oh man, we're going to get rate cuts and boom, we're all going to make money. No, it doesn't work that way, guys. If it was just that easy where we could just sit there and say, okay, we got FOMC, they're going to cut rates, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. These are all bullish catalysts. You know, let me buy it here and then sell before this day. You think you got it all figured out, don't you? Well, let me be real with you. It doesn't work that way. So when you think things are bullish, they're really bearish. And we think things are bearish, they're really bullish. So, you know, and even at that, sometimes they'll pull an okie doke on you. So, you know, we just got to kind of like tell ourselves, like, look, what is your goal? How much are you willing to lose before that goal is met? And stick to the plan. If you guys can't follow that, then you're putting yourself in grave danger. So, like, again, this all really goes back to what Discord you're in, what kind of leaders you're in, what kind of YouTube channels you're watching. There's a lot of doofuses in this space, guys. There's a lot of people in here that are pretenders, a lot of people that are grifters in this space. You know, a lot of YouTubers, they don't care. And, you know, look, man, I'm here to make a buck, just like anybody else here. I have sponsorships, but they're at no cost to you guys. And, you know, I want to make money. I'm trying to set my family up for, you know, generations to come. I think you guys are trying to do the same thing too. We're not launching anything and getting you guys to buying anything that we're going to rug pull. We're buying layer ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, AVAX, Chainlink, regular stuff. So it's time for us to wake up. So anyways, that's Avalanche. You know, look, if you've been still on the sidelines, you know, maybe we can come back down here to 1680. If we go back down there, guys, look, you need to come on and load up. Stop being a pansy, and let's get these bags loaded up, and hopefully we can clear up this $28 soon. I'm looking for us at least to be somewhere in this realm hopefully by December. We lost a lot of leg room with this whole you know, tariff crap with Trump. So at the end of the day, you know, I think if this shit never happened with, you know, him doing that stuff with China, we'd probably be up here in maybe 40, 50 bucks zones by now, but maybe not. So let's see what happens. Let's hit the chats real quick. Dry powder is mandatory. It took a minute to learn this, but you're only hurting yourself. You're right, Mr. Solo. Ortiz says facts is a must. Chris Dean said in crypto you got to be patient in order to win. You are right, my friend. Look, you guys that are tapping in with me, it's the same people all the time, guys. You know, I see the chats. You know, the ones that come in here and grind with me, you know, they come in here and listen to what I have to say. You know, they care about their bags. You know, there's a lot of people, I get it, you know, they got families and they'll probably watch the day after and stuff like that. And shout out to them too. But there are just these people that they're casuals, you know, they don't want to understand what crypto is. They don't want to understand cycles. They don't want to understand. They don't want to join a community. They don't want to grow. They don't want to learn. They don't want to watch the videos. They don't want to try. These are the people that have the higher rate of failure because, you know, they expect things from me. They expect things from whatever content creator they watch. They don't want to, you know, do any of the leg room, but they want to make money. You know, they don't want to buy the dips, but they want to sell the rips. I don't know, man. These are probably the same people that, you know, they just want free stuff. And at the end of the day, man, you know, plebs, we don't want nothing free. We just want to work for our stuff, get our money, and get that money. You know what I'm saying? These waves already should be making you money, baby. Don't take my advice. These waves are for pros. Yes, sir. All right, let's cover Sui real quick. Sui is another coin that I like. I've actually took a position on this. We got up here at 205, and we're just riding the wave. another coin that's been really beaten down really bad. You know, we could definitely pull back. I mean, I am really expecting us to have a really good Monday open. You know, maybe we might get a little bit of a small retest. You know how these Mondays are, guys. We get these little Monday morning opens that look like they want to do this bearish stuff, and then we get that fake out, and then we come back up to the tippity top. So I think if you guys are waiting on the sideline, I got an order right here on this order block at 210, and see if we can ride this bad boy back up here to, let's see if we can get back up here to at least 275. This would be kind of where we were late October. This would be nice 30%. So I think that would be a nice accumulation in that phase. Ryan said, plebs together strong. You know what it is, baby. So that's Sui. Another one is going to be Aptos, guys. Aptos is another great coin that I think is super undervalued. When we got right up here, that 283, we bought that dip. We're back at almost close to 325. We do have a lot of sell pressure back up here where we were back in October. And man, look, check this out. We were buying this dip right here, man. If we get back to where we were, just back to where we were in October, before the drop, that's about, let me see, I was a little short. That's 90%. So that's almost a clean 2x. You still have some time. You're dropping the ball a little bit. Very, very nice. I think, look, set some orders right here, 295. You could even go down to 310. You know, just kind of, Jesus, take the wheel and just do what you got to do. We're looking at about maybe 65 to 70% returns. Could this thing go back to all-time highs? You know, I don't think so. Could we even go back to where we were in December, 15 bucks? I don't know. You know, a lot of stuff changed with this whole stuff with Trump, man, with this whole big drop. So I'm looking just to get back up to maybe $7-6. If we top out around 5, I'll put a stop loss there. I'll be happy with 70%. So at the end of the day, man, you know, I'm fine with that. Let's check out XRPP real quick. I know some of you dudes love XRP. Let's see what it got real quick. Right now we're sitting at 245. All right, so we were previously down here at 220, 219 over the weekend. I gave an entry for some of you guys in the KGU and even plebs. I gave you guys a nice setup. Let's go in here and fact check real quick, because I know sometimes you guys might be like, oh man, jumps full of shit. Let's scroll up real quick. Let's see. Where we at? Hold up real quick. All right, so right here, this was on the 6th of November for leverage, looking for a 219 entry. So we had a 219 entry. And we got there. And where we at right now, guys? Right there at 247. So I'm pretty sure nobody took the trade, man. Nobody took the trade. I gave you guys a free leverage trade. Usually in the KGU, guys, I do some of these trades on the Crown Traders, and I do them with my personal Discord. I'll give out plays there. But again, guys, you know, another play that worked out, that was 10%, exactly how we called it. If you use Forex leverage, that was 40%. So you used $1,000 worth of margin, 40%, that was $1,400 or $400 profit. You know, leverage, if you're doing it right, can be a game changer. You know, 4x leverage is not a lot. 3x leverage is not a lot. You know, even doing spot, you know, I mean, 10% on spot, you know, at the end of the day, I get it. Some people want to be a little bit more safer, but I mean, be safe when cryptos are at all-time highs. Don't be safe now. I mean, you got to take some risk. And that's another thing that I kind of don't understand with people, that, you know, people are wanting to protect their money now when crypto's down 80%, but they didn't want to protect it when, you know, guys, I'm going to have to spank y'all real quick. I was begging a lot of you guys to sell this thing at 350, 365, 375, 325, 335. I was begging people, guys, please take profits, get out, get out, get out. I literally had to like just every day beg you guys to take profits. And now that it's actually at a good price, now you want to be safe. Like, come on, man. Like, you know, this is crypto. Ain't nothing safe. You know, everything's a risk, even XRP. But, you know, there's got to be a time towards like, yeah, man. And it's not even about being right. It's just like, come on. I mean, you know, we've got our drop. I mean, if you're bullish on it, if you think XRP is going to be the next thing, best thing since sliced bread, come on with it. You know, ETFs are coming. I mean, this is arguably probably the next big bullish coin next to Bitcoin. What are you waiting for? You know, so let's do it, man. You know, look, I get it. Do not take a loan out on your house. Do not sell your wife's rings. Don't be pawning your kids' DVDs and don't be doing no weird stuff like that. But hey, man, you know, now's the time to be bullish. So look, for you guys that were sleeping on the job, looking for, you know, to see a jump man was going to come through, set a trend line right here at 235. We break it, set your buy orders back up here at 225. Okay. If we come back down to that 230, look for a bounce. We get that bounce, you can take a trade back up there to see if we can hit it back up to 265, 260. Okay. Stop losses always going to be anywhere between 3 to 5%. You can, you know, do 10%, but I recommend if you guys are leverage trading to always use 3 to 5 until you get the handles. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so I think that we might, you know, crypto's been doing really good. I think we might get a little bit of a pullback because, you know, crypto's been doing good, but I think tomorrow we're gonna rip, dude. That's why I'm in a few long trades right now. And I think we're going to rip, in my opinion. Solana is in that golden ratio. I was buying all up here in that 145, 150. I was telling my group, guys, come on, let's go. So if you guys are buying all these alerts down here, we're going to be trying to take that bad boy right back up here to 220 to 230. I think that Solana definitely could go higher, but I don't care. I'm looking for that safe money, so I think Solana is probably one of the best altcoins if you're just trying to be safe. It's last week I think it had more ETF inflows than Ethereum and Bitcoin, so definitely, you know, in my opinion, I would be really choosing Solana over those two. But at the end of the day, you know, of course, Bitcoin's going to be the king. So if you're looking for an entry, come back down here to 160 to 158. Set a stop loss anywhere between 5 to 10%. If you're leverage trading, if you're doing spot, give yourself a little bit more wiggle room, and look, let it come back to at least 200 to 190, and see what the market's looking like. You know, that should be anywhere between 20%. You know, drop some good money in there, get a nice little 20%, and enjoy them gains, man. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's check out Ethereum real quick. Ethereum is looking pretty good too. We are at almost 3,600. We might come back down here to, let's see, let's check out a smaller time frame real quick. So I think we might come back down here to 3510. 3510 would be probably a good entry to get into. Set a stop loss maybe around maybe 5%. But I want to see us hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I know Tom Lee's been acquiring more Ethereum. I want to see us get back to 4K before Thanksgiving. Remember, guys, we still have, you know, the Clarity Act that's supposedly going to be voted on before Thanksgiving. I think this would give Ethereum a nice turbo boost. And then we still have, you know, the rate cuts that are in December. So, you know, hey, look, everything lines up perfectly. You know, maybe we might get hopefully back up here into like maybe 44, 45, you know, back in December. I know a lot of people might be wanting to get out. I'm going to go back and say, look, guys, my all-time high for Ethereum is going to be 5,200 to 5,500. So, you know, at this point, look, I know that a lot of people are expecting 7K, 8K, but that's drinking the Kool-Aid, my guys. I think that, you know, if we do break an all-time high, it's going to be very small. I think that, you know, that's going to be the price that it's going to get at, and you just got to be happy with it. You know, so 3,600 is not bad. But, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, we just got to roll with the punches, okay? Let's check out Bitcoin real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up, man. I think a lot of people are going to start tuning off soon. It's kind of late over here, too. I got to get up early tomorrow. Let's see. So we have Bitcoin real quick. We should be looking at, you know, this 105,582. If we do pull back to that area, we see if we get a bounce. We got good support down here at 104. If all else fails, then we could come back down here to 102. But I think, honestly, we're starting to get a little bit more, you know, positive, you know, positive insurance, you know, with the markets that, you know, things are going to start hopefully placing back in place. And as far as a new Bitcoin all-time high, I'm not sure, guys. Look, if we get back up to, you know, this 120, I know a lot of people might be looking to sell. I think that, you know, part of me wants to say that maybe the Bitcoin all-time high is in, but I still need to see, you know, how this week kind of plays out. I think that, you know, I think that we still have a lot of juice left, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters, you know, it matters what the state of the economy. So we do have a few, you know, good indicators that are showing us, like, you know, we got a double bottom here, and that could give us a target back here at 110 on the medium term time frames. Let's see what else we have. Let's check these medium terms real quick. We have a falling wedge. Price target would be 134. So definitely, you know, definitely could be a possibility that we could see maybe 130, 135 by the end of the year. And let's check out one more coin real quick for the buddy in the chat, which is Camino. Camino has actually been holding up pretty strong lately. So I'm really happy to see that, you know, this has been holding up pretty strong. But guys, please, you know, don't ride these altcoins down. You know, I've seen a lot of people holding stuff like, you know, 90% down. Like, come on, man. You know, you guys gotta hit like an eject button at some time, man. You know, if you start getting yourself down 15%, 20%, like you gotta have a mental thing like, hey, look, I'm not gonna ride stuff down 90%. That's crazy, man. So, look. Good support back here at 0.05736. Right now we're at 0.06342. Let's check this out on the 15 real quick. I would probably set some orders back here at 0.060200. But, you know, still really bullish, man. I like Camino. You know, I think that if we can get, you know, rolling again, we can get back up here. That's 53%. We can take it back up here to, you know, 9 cents, maybe even 10 cents, and see what happens. All right, guys? Alrighty, my friends. Well, it's getting late. I just wanted to hop in here real quick and make a fast video. I know a lot of people usually watch the video the day after. Please, after the video's over, please make sure you like and comment on the video. For some reason, we have a bunch of little weirdos that have been disliking my videos. I don't know what the hell's going on. We've always been pretty legit with everybody, but you know, look, man, when you're out here helping people, there's just some funny folks out here that rather, you know, do some funny stuff. And you know us, man. We're all about love. We're all about love with the community. So again, guys, we just ask that you just help us out, man. Also, too, on the channel, we do have we got monetized. We have a few tier systems here. There's a membership. We might do something cool with it. I think for the basic membership, I think it's like $2.99 or something like that. We'll come up with some pretty good stickers here. My boy Han Solo is gonna help me out. Hopefully, make some pretty good stickers. And then I think with the membership that's $5.99, we might give people like a basic access to my Discord. You guys won't have full access of it, but you'll have like the ability to watch like learning videos You'll have access to like you know, the meme pools and stuff like that, and just our basic chats of where, you know, we talk about data and stuff like that. Very informative, very helpful stuff that we have in there. But we'll find different ways to help out the community. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm here to help out KGU and my community, and also to help you guys that are maybe new or trying to find a new crypto home. So please make sure you guys are supporting the channel. Any help is greatly appreciated, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We have a VC meeting tomorrow, guys, and then we have a live stream on the KGU. We're gonna be doing some live trades there, so I do post my setups there every week. You know, your boy is a positive trader. I'm not always hitting massive trades, guys, but you know, like I said, at the end of the day, we try to keep everything 100 in our group, man.